Yo, what's going on? Alright, yo, what up, what up, what up? It's a Fly Stewie training in the nighttime. This is my London session. About to get started real quick. So welcome to episode 1 of my little late night streaming thing that I'm starting today, coincidentally. What I want to do and start really doing is, during this London session of me trading, during this session of me trying to keep myself up, it's 3 a.m. Eastern time, I'm just going to go trade, show you guys what I'm doing, and also talk about stuff that I find interesting during the week. Right now, and of course, right now I'm doing this all live, so, unfiltered, straight from the dome. Don't really know what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to go over essentially what I see in the pair and then talk about random stuff I find interesting. Right, so right now, it looks like this is going to go down. What's leading me to believe that is, you can see we've had this little reversal pattern going here. And then if we look on the hour 4 right now, if we look on the hour 4, we can see this nice little rejection work right over here, right? This nice little rejection work. Hold up. Hold the phone. So that's what caused me to really take a sell. Of course, my sell already hit my take profit. This looks like we're going to head down for open for our 3 a.m. broker time. We look at the daily. The daily, to me now, interestingly enough, says up with these 3 candles here. We see this little rejection candle down here. It says up. I'm expecting this to go up more similar to like this pattern here, or similar to this pattern here, right? Where it's going down, a little bit of indecision, rejection candle, and then go straight back up. I'm expecting it to kind of play out that pattern a bit, especially because there's no zoo. But however, for this session, it's looking overall bearish. And the reason I think that is just really this candle here. This candle to here says we got places down to go. Now, where down do we go? That remains to be seen. It's either going to be here, but most likely I'm seeing it even down farther. So the most plausible aspect seems like around here, around 140.384. So that's basically sells all the way to NY session. That's what I'm seeing. And then as you see on the daily, it can still go up, right? It will have around NY session and later to actually shoot all the way back up. So that's what I'm seeing in this session so far. Overall, we have a lot of downward momentum. So this went up here and then it shot all the way back down here. Now I have this dotted line at support. I feel like it's gonna break it, right? Look at 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 touches of this line. The more touches more quickly in a row, the weaker it gets. So it's either gonna break out here or here. This would be a good time, I feel, for a sell stop. Bam. Sell stop and chill. So now when it breaks to the downside, I'm going for that downside. It looks like it might catch it going down. So anyways, right now, as you said, you can see I'm live. We have 30 minutes until London Open, which is 3 a.m. Eastern time. On my broker, it is 10 a.m. So when the price hits this time here, and I guess while we're really waiting to see what happens here, because I don't think I'm gonna enter. Buys don't seem too smart here. Sells, we have our sell stops ready. So I was gonna start talking some stuff right now, and just let you guys know what I thought my reaction of that last Game of Thrones episode was. So here's the part where I talk about spoilers. If you guys haven't seen it, mute your mute your thing real quick. Yo man, Game of Thrones is dope. Like, taking this whole season 7 and these 7 episodes in season 7, it's just crazy to think that it's been 7 seasons. Like, that's 7 years of just Game of Thrones. Like, we grew up with these guys. And from season 1, the end of season 1, when you saw those dragons, we really been waiting for dragons to come do some crazy stuff the whole time, right? So to see my girl Dany just go out and bring these dragons and actually be so badass, come out here in the flight suit, go save Jon Snow's dumb self in the Arctic. To see her actually put the dragons in work, man, it is just so amazing to see. The whole time I knew that one of the dragons eventually had to die. And I was hoping so much that it would be the Night King that killed it and he brought it back to life. And when that happened, I'm just like, okay, now we're setting up some drama for season 8, because Dany was just like such a boss. It just didn't make any sense, you know? She had all these armies, all these dragons. I'm like, who is going to actually be able to fight against her? Like, the people are ice. Their weakness is ice. Obviously, they're going to lose against the dragons. But if they have a dragon themselves, if they got that blue eyes white dragon themselves, now we got ourselves a little competition here. You know, so I'm really excited to see how that plays out. My theory is, and you know, it's not really too much of a theory, right? Is that they got 2 dragons. You can see Daenerys always riding one. The other definitely has to be for Jon Snow. 100%. He's going to learn to ride that dragon, and him and Daenerys are going to have to fight that Ice Night King, right? They're going to have to fight the Night King, brother and sister, you know, both of them Targaryens, lovers, ew. And then they're going to have to defeat him still. So I'm super excited to see that. You know, props for the show for really developing these characters and really making you interested. I cannot believe how interesting they make it. The whole plot with Arya and Sansa from the last episode, to me, it's kind of being forced or confusing on why Arya hates Sansa so much. You know, she's a master ninja, so it's just weird that she's really messing with Sansa on the level that she is. Hold up, you know, maybe we got some buys coming up. So that whole her falling for Littlefinger, you know what I mean, planning that message and stuff like that, it seems kind of like a forced plot. You know, it's gotta put that out there. It doesn't seem necessarily something that, you know, someone who spent all these years studying the Master of Ninja Arts would necessarily fall for a trick. So I'm just interested to see how that will play out with her and Sansa just messing with each other. You know, the sisters having their family feuds. See how the 30 minutes. Ooh. So right now in this, I'm not in cells. We got 2 seconds to the new candle. I believe it's going to go down. However, I'm not even actually taking positions, and the reason why is because this is crazy upward momentum right here. We got 75 pips to the upside, which is a lot. So there's a lot of upward pressure. As you can see here, this is like a range here. So, I mean, me personally, I believe that if it breaks this, like this dotted line, it could break up And right now we have an upward trend, so the pressure is to the upside, right? My red dotted lines and my my indigo dotted lines represent the levels of resistance. So this is an hour 1 resistance, and this is an hour 4 resistance. So support. So it's more likely to hold on the bottom than it is on the top. However, it could break on each side. It's kind of like a consolidation zone. I have it in. You know, more likely here, what I'm seeing. I mean, it could just break to the top, to be honest. Just delete that triangle. There's a lot of room there for the hour 4. It's really just this candle that's the only reason that this uptrend may not continue. Just this 4-hour candle, you know. So you plant some evil fucking, oh stop, don't really want to swear, but she's gonna plant some evil stuff. You know, pardon my French. She is going to plan something evil. I can already tell. You know, she is just waiting. She's the wicked queen of the Westeros. You know, she is not playing any games at all. So how she reacts to finding out that the White Walkers are real, I mean, I don't think she cares, not even 1%, to be honest. She really doesn't care. To her, if everyone dies in the realm, you know, that's just how it is going to be, right? Alright, so anyways, I'm going to go on mute till the end of this session. But yeah, I'm excited for Game of Thrones. I wonder what y'all are excited for. I want to see some dragons fight each other. I want to see some bites. But yeah, for the rest of the session, man, I am going on mute still. And we're going to see how this plays out for my trades. So right now, before I go on mute, you know what? Even though there's this strong thing right here, and this is a very tough position because everything's pointing to down for me, at least. It's gonna be very hard to tell. Right now, I couldn't tell what the direction is. It can be up or down. So I'm just gonna be watching till the end, and then 3 a.m. I'm gonna see which way it's gonna go for the open. Okay, so I'm gonna go on mute for the rest, and you will see how this thing plays out in real time.